In the first century CE, a Jewish rebel was crucified by the Romans and then a few days later was brought down off the cross. And some days later, witnesses said they saw him walking around and telling stories and ran into him. But no, this probably isn't who you think I'm talking about. My name's Cameron Riley. I'm the co-host of the Life of Caesar podcast. So you've probably heard of Josephus. He was this Jewish general who fought in the First Jewish-Roman War in the late 60s CE, ended up switching sides, going to work for the Romans, and wrote a history of the war. And in that history, he tells this story. So it's 70 CE. Jerusalem has fallen to the Romans, led by General Titus, the son of Vespasian, the new emperor, who, by the way, Josephus said performed miracles and was therefore the long-awaited Messiah of the Jews. Anyway, Josephus is with a Roman troop. They're leaving Jerusalem. They're going down to Bethlehem to perform some mission. And along the road, there are a bunch of Jewish rebels who have been crucified. And he's trotting along on his horse. He's looking up and he sees three friends of his. Let's say they're Barry, Stan, and Larry. And he's like, hey, awkward. Barry, Stan, Larry, how's it hanging? Oh, sorry, bad joke. And they're like, hey, man, can you do us a solid and get us down? He goes, hold on, let me ask. I don't have the authority, but let me ask Cerealis, the commander of the troops. And he goes to Cerealis, hey, these are buddies of mine. Can you get them down? And Cerealis is like, sorry, dude, it's a union thing. If I cross the wires, I get in all sorts of trouble. Have to wait till we get back to Jerusalem and you can ask Titus. He says, sorry, guys. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. How long will that be? No idea. All right. Well, we'll just hang around here then. So he goes away. We don't know for how long. He eventually gets back to Jerusalem and he goes to see Titus. Hey, buddies of mine hanging up. Can you get them down? Titus is like, dude, I got bigger problems. Sure. Go cut them down. He goes back. Two of them are dead. One of them is still alive, and he cuts that guy down, and that guy goes on, and we don't know what happens to him, and we don't even know what his name is. But here's what I like to think. What if his name was Jesus? Pretty common name, Yeshua at the time. What if he's going around telling people, hey, I was crucified, but whoa, here I am, and that story spread. And people going, hey, did you hear about Yeshua? He was crucified, but then he came back. And one thing led to another, Chinese whispers telephone game, and that's how the stories all started. Like the Vespasian doing miracles story. A lot of the miracles that Josephus says Vespasian did when he was in Egypt, healing the sick, etc., sound very similar to the stories in the New Testament that Jesus supposedly did. But even if that's not what happened, you can imagine this guy, Larry, for the rest of his life going, Jesus schmeezes, 3 days? Man, I was up there for at least a week, maybe 2. I lost count.